My name is Demetra Cook, and my nickname is Denny.
My name is Ron Cook.
How I met my husband, I had classmates that lived in Sudbury, and my sister B, she had a little Volkswagen, and she said, let's go drive around. So we went up in the Muskokas, and we ended up, I said, let's go to Sudbury.
I was born in Sudbury. I bumped into a girl on a blind date up in Sudbury, and she lived in Belleville.
One of my friends that I stayed with, she said, I'm going to get you a date. So she called up Ron, my husband now, and he called a friend, and they came and took us out. We went to a place called Moonlight Bay or something and had a few drinks and a little bit of dancing. Then I found out that Ron was going to Ryerson to finish his degree there, and I was going to University of Toronto for 1 year for my public health diploma after my nursing.
And took her out, didn't spend much money. I think took her to the movies once through the whole year and a couple of coffees. But we did get together and go for walks.
And that's how we met. I called him up though, he didn't call me.
After that I graduated and went to work in Montreal, and she stayed and worked in Toronto. And we kept, in those days, writing letters to one another.
Then I left the health department in Toronto because we were engaged.
So after a couple of years of off and on dating because we were far away, we decided to get married.
And I came home to Belleville and then planned the wedding. We got married in July. And we moved to Montreal because he had work at Nortel in Montreal. And I then went to the hospital that I trained in, the Royal Victoria, and I worked in the clinic. And then he took a transfer to Belleville, and we wanted that, and we came here.
And went looking for 1 acre to build a house on. And instead of 1 acre, I bought 50 acres.
And we've lived here ever since.
And the 50 acres had a barn on it. So I started a couple of cows and started farming a bit while I was still working.
And I didn't work after that because I had we had our first child, and then had our second one 2 years later, then a third one about 3 or 4 years, I don't remember now, after that. And I never really went back to work again. And Ron worked there until he retired at 55.
After about 10 years or so, property next door was 100 acres, came up for sale. So we bought it.
He also made maple syrup, and we sold some of that. He doesn't sleep in the sugar shack, even though he could, I suppose. He might, if we have an argument or a big fight, he might end up there, but we don't have those anymore, too old.
How the hell can I put this stuff away when you're there? You're in the road. Get out of the road, boy. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. In the summertime, after he retired, he had a job that he went around and he did lawn care. He had a business, actually. And I hate to say it, but I pierced ears, wore my nursing uniform at the Quiddy Mall for about 2 years, working on the weekends, and spent the money on antiques. They're all over my house now, apparently, and the granddaughters like them. I guess we grew old together after that. In the summer, we like to go out in our little sports car and drive around. I enjoy my husband. I enjoy my house. I'm healthy. My husband's healthy. We have a lot of grandchildren, children and grandchildren, and we enjoy them.